is a fun and informative lifestyle program that promotes positivity and good vibes.
Hello, everyone! Welcome to the Mother B Show. Kamusta po kayo? Hi, this is your Mother Blogger. I'm your host for today, feeling vintage ang show ngayon. Thank you for coming to the Mother B Show. Time check, it's already 11 in the morning here in the US of A. Broadcasting live in South Texas. At guess where? This is your host, Mother Blogger, full of bloopers. In short, Mother B. Yay! Thank you so much for joining the Mother B Show. I know for in the other side of the world, it's already you're about to sleep. Welcome to the evening show in the eastern side of the world. And welcome to the morning show in the western part of the world. I don't know what's the time in the northern side and in the southern side of the world. In the northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere. Let me know if you are watching from that hemisphere, and we already have a viewer. Yay! Thank you so much. Welcome to our Believe Tuesday. Finally, after 2 weeks of absence in the Believe Tuesday episode, I'm back. Hello. So it's been a long time, right? Like less than 24 hours. We have a commenter on the line. Wow, we have Sir Retzel Cram, aka Retzel Cram. And you know, it sounds like pretzel. Pa-shout out si Engineer Mark, no? Engineer Mark Lester ng Batangas City. Yes. Aba, welcome mga night owls ngayon. Right? So, well, hindi naman lahat natutulog in the Philippines and in the eastern side of the world, but for sure, yung iba ay graveyard shift. Ang pangit ng pangalan, no? Graveyard shift. Dapat na lang, Cinderella shift. Up to 12 o'clock lang ang Cinderella, but in the Philippines, it has to be like the call center shift. BPO lang ang style. Saka nag-work, the call center, di ba? Pag call center kasi usually madaling araw na. So lahat po ng mga call center in the Philippines, nag-work sa BPO, business processing, outsourcing business. Hello, and welcome to the Mother B Show for sure. Kung break time nyo, manood kayo ng Mother B. Na? So yes, and to all our viewers in the US of A and in Canada and the western side of the United States, kasi Pacific Standard Time sila. Natututo na si Mother B. So shout out Sir Mark. Hello, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully maka-duet tayo rito sa Mother B Show. Best in photography yan si Sir Mark, OMG. Thank you so much, Sir Mark. Yes, we have another viewer. Magparamdam ang mga nanonood. By the way, this show is multilingual. Multi kasi sobra ng dalawa. 1, 2, 3. Filipino, English, and Bisaya. Meron pang a little bit of Ilonggo, a little bit of Waray, a little bit of everything in my mind. A little bit of something in my mind. So, yes, thank you so much. And to our Bigo Live audience, we are multi-streaming in YouTube, in Facebook, in LinkedIn, OMG, in LinkedIn. Talaga naman, matapang si Mother B na magladlad talaga ng natural niya sa LinkedIn. Oo, medyo formal dapat doon, di ba? To all our LinkedIn viewers and to my Eversuke, kumbaga pakpak pa rin ang aking elder sister who's a DepEd teacher as well. Abaya, she's teaching broadcasting also, huh? And my younger sister is also teaching broadcasting. And the other sister is broadcasting. She's watching in LinkedIn. Okay, so pas paborito niya yung media platform ng LinkedIn. And also to our Bigo Live audience and to our Kumu audience. Oh my gosh, 335 likes. I like Kumu, ang daming likes. Nakakabuhay ng katawang lupa. How's everyone? How's everybody? Hello, 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 wherever you are in the world. Please let me know where are you watching from para naman ma-shout out. By the way, this show is not just a talk show, but we appreciate everyone who comes into the Mother B Show, right? Because this show is all about you and me. So real talk, be real, be you. We are advocating brain and mental health here. So as part of the advocacy of the Mother B Show, because yes, officially Mother B is also a volunteer, of different organizations here in the US when it comes to promoting and advocating ending the stigma about, our belief, our negative belief about mental illness and what is it to be mentally well, right? Because everyone has a brain. Everyone has a mind. Walang exempted unless you don't want to mind it. Ang ganda ng hair mo today, Mother B. Oh, thank you so much. Right. Salamat sa Amazon. Thank you, Amazon, for my hairstyle. Feeling vintage lang kasi ako because I'm now watching the series of Pennyworth, dun sa Netflix. Ay, nainganyo ako dun sa kontrabida na hairdo. Vintage kasi yun, and it's like an epic, it's like a periodic, yung mga 1950s, 1960s. So, nag-experiment si Mother B. And, kailangan tayo ay different generations. Remember, Mother B is already Generation X. Right? Itong generation ng outfit ko ngayon, boomer. Boomer yan, boomer generation. 50s, 60s, right? So I like it. So thank you so much for appreciating it. And yes, thank you to our Bigo Live audience. Oh my gosh, hey, there you are. So please, if you like to say something, just comment there. And so I appreciate you guys. Our episode today is Believe Tuesday. Okay? So in our search for wellness, because what are we doing here in the world, right? We have to maximize pleasure, minimize pain, and do the most good. Yeah, that's what I believe in. Hi, Marcy Palawan Bernados. Love the hair, Mother B. Ano ba? Little Red Riding Hood ba ang show? Wala lang akong background sa Kumu eh. At least sa Bigo Live audience, medyo may background to match the hair. But anyway, yes, our talk today is, it's kind of interesting because, why singing? Ayan naman tayo, Mother B. Nag-blooper ka na naman. Ayan na nga ba sinasabi ko? Bakit yan ang nailagay mo? Ibang episode. Ayan! Sorry, kailangan ko po kasi magsalamin. Kung magsalamin na ako, masyado na akong vintage. Yan. Diba? Nagpa-practice si Mother B na hindi mo na magsalamin. Diba? So, para naman makita yung eyeshadow. Yun lang naman ang purpose. Ayan na nga ba eh. Sa inuna kasi yung eyeshadow kaysa sa paggawa ng running script. Kung sa teacher ko pa sa broadcasting before, 5 na ang grado ko niyan. Nag-live na tapos mali yung running script. Ano tawag yan? Banner. Okay? Scrolling banner. Ano ba tawag yan? But yes, again, today is Believe Tuesday. Does prayer change our brain? Oh, right. So, nakakapagbago ba lang isip ang panalangin? Oh, di ba? So there are new words that we're going to learn. Class, let's begin our session today. So again, this show is self-supporting, ha? It's like a global classroom because we have different time slots. We have different audiences. Like yesterday, we have audience from, oh my gosh, Italy. Oh, tapos na ang show na talagang nag-Google Translate talaga si Mother B just to say grazie. Oh, Italian for thank you. O, di ba? So, yeah, learning different languages while doing the Mother B show, it's kind of fun, right? Pakunti-kunti lang naman. Hindi naman tayo sinasabi kailangan tayo magmadali. Diba? So, baka ma-stress tayo na kailangan talaga na malaman ng mga lengguwahe dahil iba-iba yung mga audience. Hindi. Enjoy mo lang. Okay? So, thank you so much for commenting. And I know before you sleep, dumaan muna kayo kay Mother B. But remember, don't forget the 10 seconds deadline, okay? Just stay here like 10 seconds and then you will be better than the goldfish. You know what I mean? So, hindi pa nakakaalam kung ano yon, itanong nyo sa mga classmate nyo, ha? Kasi absent kayo nung time na yon. So, this is like my virtual classroom because I miss teaching in the virtual world because before I used to teach in the classroom and then here comes COVID and I happen to teach online as well as a remote teacher. Ngayon talaga, remote live streamer / teacher. Enrollment is going on. Class is in session, okay? Where can you find a class that's in session and still enrollment is going on? How to enroll, Mother B? Oh, just like, share, subscribe, and share the good vibes. By the way, again, we're multi-streaming in Facebook, in YouTube, in LinkedIn, in Kumu, and Bigo Live kasi nakakontrata ang beauty ni Mother B na kailangan meron ngang duty. Oo, kumbaga pang ano to pamugas. Sa mga hindi Bisaya, pamugas. In English, side hustle. In Tagalog, kumikitang kabuhayan. I don't know in the other translation, but again, since it's multilingual and those who are not able to understand what Mother B is talking about in Bigo Live, kasi nga, meron tayong audience from Morocco, from Dubai, from Africa, no? Kung saan-saan ang gagaling itong mga nanonood dito sa Bigo Live. And yes, I'm thankful also, shout out to my agency talents, no? Mga co-host natin, mga broadcasters of the J. Hawkins Talent Agency in Bigo Live. And every day, Mother B is learning from this veteran host, no, broadcaster. Sila yung nagtuturo kay Mother B. Aba, akala ko mga Gen Z, mga millennial yung nandoon. Kasi yun ang nakikita natin, diba? But actually, marami pala mga senior citizen din. Maraming retiree. Yes. So now I realize, okay, this is also a way to express. And, you know, it's also an outlet, especially when it comes to maintaining their mental wellness, no? Because it's not easy if you're retired already, right? Like, you're used to working. I really feel those who are working like from 8 to 5 for like 25 years and all of a sudden like nag-retire ka or nag-resign ka ba sa work and then you're lost. Like you don't know what's going on. Like, where will I go? What will I do? Right? I know how it feels because Mother B used to work and now no more. But of course, I'm working also on the side. Like, so yun, meron pa akong project na inaasikaso, yung client natin sa North Carolina. Sesoms Realty, no? Sesoms. Ang ganda. Sesoms Realty, LLC. Yan ang business ni Maring Annalyn. Isa ring napakagaling batikang PhilAm yan. Okay? So, yes, and also today is, again, we will talk about this issue, this talk. And normally, Mother B loves to lurk around research. That's my hobby, researching. Mother B naman, nakaka-nosebleed naman yung hobby mo. yun na nga, kesa naman mangialam ka sa buhay ng may buhay, mag-research ka na lang, Day. Mag-ano ka na lang. Magtingin-tingin ka na lang sa internet yung mga magagandang information, especially when you access LinkedIn. There's a lot of information that you really learn from, especially depending on your interest. Like if you are into business, if you are into education, if you are into craft, hobbies, arts, music. There's a lot of, all walks of life, different folks and different strokes. Different folks from different strokes. Ano ba yun? Yes, whatever. Yes, it's a never-ending learning to never-ending journey to learning. Yeah, and also, I'm not saying I'm teaching here, but I'm also learning from everyone, especially those who will interact. Yeah, like where you're coming from, like any information that you could share are highly appreciated in this show because I would love this show to be more interactive. Yes. So why not bring the classroom to the world? Right? So also encouraging other educators, if wala kayong ginagawa at medyo naboboard kayo sa paulit-ulit, try nyo live streaming, masaya. Right? And I'm challenged because you really have to learn different cultures and there are a lot of things happening around in the world. I'm not saying that they're all good because we're promoting positivity and good vibes here in the Mother B Show. Pero apart from learning positivity and good vibes, we also need to be wise as a serpent. Oy. Nakalagay sa Bible yan, be wise as a serpent, be meek as a dove. But yes, good vibes, no? But, dapat you have to be alert, awake, and enthusiastic as well. Bawal ang aanga-anga dito, lalo na sa mundo ng live streaming. Yes, I'm just thankful to God because I met some live streamers who are a strong believer. They are believers. They are believers of the word, Christians from different countries, and that's the platform as well. Minsan may nakikita ko may nagpi-preach doon. Ang saya. No? But I met some hosts talaga na I'm blessed because like si God's Child, may mga nickname kasi doon eh. May mga showbiz name. So kanina I've learned that, hey, don't just give any information to anybody, especially your viewers. By the way, in Bigo Live, we will be coming up with a talk show. May collaboration kami. Some of the hosts because they are already veterans and then they learn they learn it the hard way, unfortunately, but it's giving me an information and heads up wisdom as well, insights on what not to do, right? Because I'm still learning here and there are a lot of people who's also interested to join, but before they join, hello, be careful, be watchful because hindi lahat ng nanonood sa'yo anghel. Oo. Nag-uusap nga kami, may sumasabat pa doon na parang galing sa ilalim ng mundo. parang ayoko, in the Mother B Show, as much as possible, I really don't like to mention and give credit to the nega. Because we're all surrounded by nega already, right? So what do you expect? So dito sa Mother B Show, isa lang ang assurance ko rito. Bawal ang nega. Kasi pag nega, lalabas talaga yung pagka-lioness ni Mother B. Sabihin ko kagad, hello, be real, be you. Meron ako niyan meron akong background dati niyan. Ito, change ko yung background para makita niyo na really serious about all this stuff. Kaya lang na-erase ko eh. Ayan na naman, Mother B. Bida ka ng bida na may background ka sa Be Real, Be You. In-erase mo pala. But before anything else, yes, for those who are new, by the way, we have another commenter because I always give priorities to those who comment and come into the Mother B Show. A sign of respect and hospitality. Dali, pasok kayo sa Mother B Show. Pasok. Okay, hello Leia Orapa. Di ako makashare dito po. No worries, dear. No worries. No worries. Having you around in the Mother B Show makes my day already. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Huwag ka mag-alala, dear. Nakita ko lang kayo dito na, somehow we can bless each other. Because that's what we need in the world. We need support, right? We need assurance. We need words of affirmation. May tinatawag tayong love languages. That's what I learned from joining the True Love Waits. Tignan nga natin. Let me review the love languages. What is that love languages? Or love language? The 5 love languages. It's actually a book, right? It's a book written by Gary Chapman. So I'll show you the stream. Para naman meron tayong visual aid. Okay? So this is the love language which was used during our days. Shout out kay Maring Odette, no? Odette Andaya, paring Robert Andaya of Terra Nostra. So yeah, thank you for inviting Mother B to be a part of the volunteer during our days True Love Waits. Okay? So the secret to love that lasts. Can you see the book? Ayan, no? That's the book, The 5 Languages by Gary Chapman. Okay? So, that was based on that book. Okay? So, anyway, what are the 5 languages, Mother B? Kagad, no? Ano ba yung 5 languages? Sabi dito, the 5 love languages, how to express, ito naman pang asawa mo to. May iba-iba na kasing mga, iba-iba ng mga, bale, nagsanga-sanga na ng 5 languages. But the basic 5 languages is, number 1, words of affirmation. Right? Words of affirmation. Okay? So, words of affirmation. Basta, don't worry, binabasa to ni Mother B. Hindi ko to buo to, hindi to chismis. Okay? Number 1 is, love language number 1 is words of affirmation. Love language number 2, acts of service. So there are people who can share their love through acts of service. Mother B is like that, acts of service. That's the way I love. Di ba? Kailangan as a person or as a human being, you should know how to love. If you don't know how to love, you don't know how to live. Di ba? Bagong quote ni Mother B, bagong hugot. Okay, number 2 love language is gift. Yung pagbibigay, giving. Sana all. Ako recipient ng love language number 3. Pero ang love language ko number 2. Okay, acts of service. Okay. Love language number 4, quality time. Diba? Giving time. Like this one too. And thank you for giving your quality time. No? Even for 3 seconds, but I suggest more than 10 seconds. Okay? Time is of an essence. Time is an asset. Time is a resource. So, every time you give time to somebody, whether tumingin lang kayo ng post, napadaan kayo, nag-comment, nag-like, whatever, nag-effort na nga kayo eh. You did not just even gave time, but you exerted effort. That's why I really appreciate those who are watching and viewing the Mother B Show, especially in our you call this one in Bigo Live and Kumu, and also in YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Whenever you pass by the Mother B Show, hello, you're highly appreciated. Thank you for giving your quality time. Sorry, ito pala yung akin. Okay? And number 5 is physical touch. Okay? So there are people who likes to caress, touch, yung tap in the back. Huwag naman yung super touch na iba lang ibig sabihin. Malalaman mo naman yun kung may malice yung touch na yun. But there are really people, like tinatawag nila huggers, right? Mga mahilig mag-hug, mahilig mag-beso-beso. Yung mag-uusap lang kayo, hahawakan yung kamay mo, yung hello, yung you know that it's sincere, okay? You know that it's sincere. Pero kung medyo chancing na, alam mo rin yun, right? So remember, there are 5 love languages. So yes, according to Gary Chapman, that was from the book. And then number 1 is words of affirmation. So yeah, there are people who really likes to encourage, to motivate. So I'm in the category of 1 and 2, okay? Ang gusto ko 3 eh. So, when you relate to people, okay, ito, bonus na to sa talk natin on Believe Tuesday. Why is it connected to our Believe Tuesday? Of course, if you know how to express love, if you have a healthy emotion, and then you know how to express love, because love is an emotion, love is a feeling, right? In having a balanced mental health, you know how to your mind, your thinking, your choosing, okay, and your decision making and your feelings are balanced. Hindi siya naka ganon gumigewang-gewang. And you know what I mean? If you don't feel good, it meaning your feeling is not good. If your thinking is not good, and you know it's not good, either it's positive or negative, and then your decision making, sometimes we don't know it right away unless we experience it from other people, or people will give us feedback. No, what that decision? It was a mess. Like I messed up. Like yeah. So there are decision makings that are nega also. Sometimes there are also positive decision making. But let me again go back to the words of affirmation. When you say words of affirmation, you like to affirm the person. You like to, you know, pagdaanin yung loob niya, maganda yung pananalita mo. You are very tactful, not taklesa. So again, calling all the Marites, please, let's go to the positive edition of our Being Marites. Because whenever we share nega news and then people will know about it, if you're talking to somebody and then medyo nega yung news mo, aba masasaktan yan. Hindi yan words of affirmation. Words of deterioration yan. Character assassination ang tawag niyan. Pag maninira ka ng tao. Right? Peace lang. Peace ko lang. Bato-bato sa planet. Tamaan, wag magalit. Okay? May disclaimer talaga si Mother B. But yes, it's all about good vibes here. Let's take note. And for those who are new to the Mother B show, again, this show is all about
Mother B Show is a fun and informative lifestyle program that promotes positivity and good vibes.
Ayan, uminom lang kasi ako ng ano. Para-paraan lang yan. So it's all about positivity here and good vibes because we're all surrounded with a lot of negativity. So let's take a break from all of those stuff. And hopefully, listening or watching the Mother B Show somehow can bring joy to your life. And masaya na po ako dyan. Now, yes, so again, the format, what is the format of the Mother B Show? Number 1 is to acknowledge and give you words of affirmation, especially those who are able to, you know, to like, subscribe, follow. Marami pong salamat. Mother B is so grateful to each and every one of you. Especially, I've seen an uptick, I've seen an increase of people sharing the good vibes, sharing this show. Okay? Although, you know, disclaimer, this show is like a class. Okay? Wala pa ta sa level ng webinar. Pag umabot na ng 2 hours, webinar na yan or conference. Oo. Ano na siya, one quarter, o katunga na sa morning session. Balit, workshop ng tawag. But if it's like 1.5 hours, it's still like considered as a class. Class is in session. This is the only class na walang exam. Also, that's the good thing about the Mother B Show. Yay! No exam! Walang tuition! Avail while it's free. Okay, so, para hindi tayo lumayo, again, it's Believe Tuesday. Okay, so let's cambio the music. Let's change the vibe. Okay, so this is an interesting day because remember the reason why we have this episode, Believe Tuesday, is we also need to learn, we also need to understand, to know, learn, understand that our faith, no, that spirituality, no, that man has a spirit. Okay, that's the difference between you and the animals. If you believe in something, no, if you believe that you have a connection to yourself, to your being, to other people, and of course to a higher being, it's called spirituality. There's something beyond your capacity. Okay, so it is important. It's even proven scientifically. Okay, in our previous episodes, okay, of Believe Tuesday, already, no, it's already being talked about by experts, scientists, no, from different scientific fields about the connection of spirituality and mental health. Yes. So we don't just talk about physical stuff, but we also have to consider the metaphysical, the higher than the physical stuff. So in fact, there's what you call quantum physics. Ano ba yan? Mother B, akala ko ba Believe Tuesday, but may parang physics science class ba to? So what is the definition of quantum physics? Okay. Quantum physics theory is the theoretical basis of modern physics that explains the nature and behavior of matter and energy on the atomic and subatomic level. So the matter, solid, liquid, gas, is meron siyang behavior. So behavior and energy. So it's something is keeping it going. Okay, there's power on it based on the atomic and subatomic level. Ako naman, nag-nosebleed si Mother B. The nature and behavior of matter and energy at the level is sometimes referred to as quantum physics and quantum mechanics. That's brought to you by www.techtarget.com. It's not coming from me. In physics, quantum is the minimum amount of any what? Quantum is the minimum amount of any physical entity involved in an interaction. Yung pinaka-minute, okay? The fundamental notion that a physical property can be quantized is referred to as the hypothesis of quantization. Ano ba yun? So, pinaka-minute, the minimum amount of any physical entity. So, quantum physics. Sa quantum physics, it's the nature and the behavior of matter. So, meron siyang may ugali, may kinaiya, meron siyang activity, right? So, I'm not a scientist, by the way. This is the disclaimer. I'm just trying to understand it based on my comprehension. Now, if you don't believe me, since Believe Tuesday tayo, well, you can check. You can do your due diligence. Favorite ko talaga yung due diligence. In short, hala, kamoy pagtanaw be, investigari ko sa akong gipangyaw-yaw, oy. I'm not saying, what I'm saying is absolute. No. This is just sharing information. And if for you to verify it, then do what you need to do. This is a talk show. This is not a science experiment. A talk show is just sharing opinion. It's an opinionated event in broadcast. So, disclaimer, it's my own opinion, okay? Now, if I'll be mentioning information here, and that's up to you to check it as well. Okay? That's why even when we were trained as journalists, as broadcasters, isa talaga sa pinaka-fundamental niyan is you have to do your research, okay? You have to compare information. Don't just believe in one because bisagun sa nala isulti sa imo murag chismis mo tuo ka na lang pod. Pwede po nimo may apply ang quantum physics sa Marites. Sa mga negative Marites o mga tolits, tol, anong latest? You can verify. That's why you need to verify information. Whatever you receive in the internet or even from me, verify what I'm saying. Okay? Disclaimer. Kailangan may disclaimer. If you're doing this talk show, again, everything is based on my opinion here, and if I might mention some sources, then it's up to you to find out also. Okay? So, nasan ba tayo? Oh yeah, it's based on science. May mga scientific studies, no? There are already scientific studies in connection with spirituality. Okay, and also its impact. No, what's the effect on this scientific studies in relation to mental wellness? Okay, to our thinking, the process of our thinking, our behavior, our feelings. So it's typically there's now a connection. Okay, so now we will move to a different level. By the way, since it's Believe Tuesday, believe it or not. Yun ang disclaimer ni Mother B. In short, believe it or not. Believe Tuesday. But I would like to emphasize more, talk about more on spirituality. Kita nyo, di ba ang ganda ng backdrop? Magkamukha ba kami? Magka- Yeah, so hindi ko kasi matanggal yung yung pagiging hindi ko talaga mapasensya na kayo, hindi ko masyado ma-serious tong usapan na to. But I'm trying my best to be serious. I'm seriously funny here. Okay? So, Believe Tuesday, our topic is, does prayer change our brain? Yes. Actually, kinopya ko talaga yung title na yan, to be honest. I did not thought about it. That's not my original idea. That's why you always have to acknowledge the source as well. So our source of our talk today is from Atlanta Jewish Times. So it's like a newspaper based in Atlanta. It's written by Bob Barr. Okay, Bahr. It was written just last September 29, 2022. One thing that's my interest here in the Mother B Show is I'd like to share as much as possible latest updates. Kaya nga Marites, Mare, what's the latest? Okay, see that? See, look at this. Yes. So the latest, September 29, 2022, according to Atlanta Jewish Times. This is an article written by, who's this? Mr. Bob Barr, okay, does prayer change our brain? So, ang kanyang neto is theme, ang kanyang nakalagay dito ay researchers, let me share to you also what I'm reading para tayo nag-group study. Okay? Para alam nyo na hindi ko to gawa-gawa lang. Okay, because we will also comment on this article, right? This is a talk show and a commentary show as well. So, wag niyo na intindihin yung mga ads. Dito lang muna tayo. Gusto ko nakasama pala yung niyan. Okay. So, does prayer change our brain? The researchers at the Marcus Institute of Integrative Health have pioneered the study of religious experience and its effect on the mind. Okay, there is a research from the Marcos Institute of Integrative Health. Okay, so may research na naman na ginawa, about the study of religious experience and its effect on the mind. Hindi naman in-specify sa anong klaseng religious experience, but it's in general a religious experience and how it affects our mind. Thank you, boss, for sending the love, sending the gift, and sending the support to the Mother B Show. Thank you so much. So yes, we're talking about, does prayer change our brain? Okay, so there's a study, and according to this, although traditionally the holidays, they talk about the Jewish holiday of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are seen, because this is a Jewish newspaper, as a time for spiritual and religious renewal. The process of prayer and reflection that accompany the holidays may bring other benefits as well. So if we talk about also other holidays, so this is a newspaper of it's a Jewish newspaper from where is this newspaper again? From pinaliit ko, Atlanta, based in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, so according to the writer, pag merong mga religious feast or holidays, it's not just for anong sabi niya rito? It's seen as a time for spiritual and religious renewal. So it's a tradition, right? It's a tradition. Like in the Philippines, let's talk about our mahal na araw, Holy Week, right? We started with the Ash Wednesday for the Roman Catholics, okay? So meron silang Ash Wednesday. And then tuloy-tuloy na yan hanggang sa Linggo ng Pagkabuhay or Easter Sunday, right? So it's a time for spiritual renewal, okay? But scientifically, right, physically, yun ang study ngayon ng Marcus Institute of Integrative Health, because they found out that there's something happening in the brain as well. Okay? Because at this time, previous years or even a few years back, we're not concerned about what's inside the brain and how is it connected to our spiritual renewal. But scientists are scientists. They really have to study that because there's an impact, right? And now na meron na tayong mga mental health awareness, so they're quite interested on the effect of religious feasts and activities. How is it affecting, okay, those people who are participating? Because remember, there are a lot of religious activities from different faith-based groups. So dito naman yung mga Jewish holidays nila, and then they also, sa ating mga kapatid na mga Muslim sa Islam, in Islam meron din silang holiday, right? They have their Ramadan as well, and then do fasting. So it's even longer, mas mahaba din yung kanilang, they even have more days to do that, right? Especially they also do fasting. So those are religious and spiritual activities. Ang purpose is, of course, for religious renewal. And now, they're focusing now on the process of prayer and reflection that accompany the holidays. Of course, when you say religious renewal, hindi pwedeng mawala yung prayer. Ano gagawin nila doon? Magdi-disco. Diba? Yung holiday na yon, those activities are normally spent through prayers or some other religious routines nila or tradition that they do, but mostly the core of that event is for reflection, for prayer, for devotion, right? For whatever religious activity it is, ma-Islam, ma-Jewish, ma-Katoliko, ma-Christians, because we practice different traditions, different ways to express our spirituality. So they're focusing now, the researchers are focusing on the effect of prayer sa brain, okay, in the brain. Okay, so with that, at least according to the I'm literally reading from the article, that is the belief of Andrew Newberg. So Andrew Newberg is a physician and medical researcher whose latest work, The Varieties of Spiritual Experience. So he has a research called The Varieties of Spiritual Experience. This was published this month. So when this was written, it was published last September by the Oxford University Press. Okay, he has pioneered research in what is called neurotheology, that looks at the relationship between the mind and our spirit experiences. Kita niyo yan? There is now a word, neurotheology. Oh, tingnan mo kung hindi pa makonect yung spirituality and mental health. There's a researcher who published his output, his work. I guess it's a book, okay, or it's a report. And now he has coined the word neurotheology. Okay, let's ask Uncle Google, what is theology? Okay, so that for our audience will understand. Ano ba pinagsasabi mo, Mother B? Okay, what is the word?
Theology.
Again, Auntie, what is the word?
Theology.
Di ba? So, according to Wikipedia, ano yon?
Theology is the systematic study of the nature of the divine and, more broadly, of religious belief. It is taught as an academic discipline, typically in universities and seminaries.
Okay, so theology is a systematic study. So may science din dun. Systematic, di ba? The theology is the systematic study of the nature of the divine and more broadly of a religious belief. It is taught as an academic discipline typically in universities and seminaries. That's why sa mga pare, meron tayong mga seminaryo, sa mga Christians, meron din silang seminaryo. And then, ang mga, I don't know, but this is more on the Christian perspective. But of course, meron din mga hierarchy yung ating ibang mga kapatid sa ibang pananampalataya, right? Yeah. But they have a school of thought, school of learning their about the divine because they believe that there is a higher being more than the human being. Okay? And it's a systematic study, theology. Again, Uncle Google, what is neuro? Oh, just to make sure that what we're talking about is neurotheology and why is it connected to this word. Neuro, the word neuro is, ano sabi niya rito? Neuro is
Nerve. The word neuro means nerve and nervous system.
nervous system. So, of course, the brain is part of the nervous system, right? If I remember my grade 6 science subject, no, yes. So, what type? There are 3 types of neurons in the brain, neurons in the brain, and then spinal cord, and ano ba yan? Motor. Erase. So it's basically the nervous system. But again, the brain is part of the nervous system. Kasi yun ang pinaka-punuan niya. If you're talking about the three, nandun yan sa top part of the nervous system. So neurotheology, right? So there is now a word neurotheology, which means is the relationship between the mind and spiritual experiences. OMG, see? Okay, now, moving forward, what is now the connection between prayer and the brain, right? Because prayer is a spiritual experience, okay? It's a spiritual experience. Hindi mo masasabing physical lang yan. Yes, physical, luluhod ka or magkakaroon ka ng mga acts of worship dyan, kung anong gagawin mo, paano yung bodily action mo. But at the end of the day, it's a spiritual experience. Okay? So, much of his research has been carried out at the Marcos Institute of Integrative Health at Thomas Jefferson University in Pennsylvania. Oy, I like talaga Pennsylvania. Alam nyo, I live in Pennsylvania for almost 2 years. Talaga, parang ano talaga yon, parang sentro ng mga pag-aaral doon. Nakaka-bright. Nakaka-bright tumira doon. You know, one of the best universities in the US mostly are nasa eastern side. Of course, there are other good universities also in the western side of the US, and Texas also has good universities. But I'm saying that Pennsylvania, kasi matagal-tagal na sila. Okay, so maraming mga good universities, best top universities there. So it's where did the study conducted? Okay, at the Marcos Institute. So the Marcos Institute of Integrative Health at Thomas Jefferson University in Philadelphia. Okay, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Okay. Ang capital ng Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. Tama ba ako? Tanong natin. Hey Siri, what's the capital of Pennsylvania?
Harrisburg is the capital of Pennsylvania.
Mali pala, sorry. Harrisburg is the capital of Pennsylvania. See? Pasensya na po, ha? Actually, dinaanan ko to eh. Oh, palusot. Honestly, konting side kwento lang. When I was on my way to where is that? Poconos, last April. So I traveled from Pittsburgh to Mount Poconos via 2 states, via Bayabas, via New York and via New Jersey. So dumaan ako sa Harrisburg. Hindi na sabi ni Harrisburg na siya palang capital. Pero kasi sikat yung Philadelphia dahil may movie dati, di ba? Ayan na nga kasi sabi Mother B, this is a good thing about it because, every day again as part of my mental wellness journey, we really have to learn more every day to stimulate our brains. And I do not know everything. Sometimes what I know, I forgot even. Remember my issue on memory? Memory, all alone in the moonlight. I got some memory issues. That's why I am trying my best to stimulate my brain every day so I will not forget. Really. So it's also a mental wellness journey of mine. So yes, please be kind. Okay, Pennsylvania, okay, in Philadelphia, okay. So it was established in 2015 by Bernie Marcos. So that's the background of that integrative health institute, and it's considered to be the largest center for clinical development of the practice of integrative medicine. I know you will be asking me, Mother B, what's integrative medicine? Kung hindi nyo na itatanong, or Mother B, masyado naman yung masyado ng nose bleeding na yung mga mga terminology. Saan ko ba yung laptop? Integrative medicine. What is integrative medicine? Uncle Google?
Integrative medicine.
Ay, si Auntie pala. Auntie Siri?
Integrative medicine.
Okay, Auntie Siri, what is Uncle Google, what is integrative medicine?
A form of medical therapy that combines practices and treatments from alternative medicine with conventional medicine.
It's a form of medical therapy that combines practices and treatments, okay, from alternative medicine with conventional medicine. So it's not just like the conventional medicine. Start Guardian PK. Hello. This one. Start PK. Si Boss, you have not selected a PK. There you go. There you go. Who's that? Ginardian PK ko sila. Sige. Right? Hi, who's that? Sorry. Okay, so I'm talking about integrative medicine. So there's what you call integrative medicine. It's a combined practice of treatment from alternative medicine with conventional medicine, parang East and West type of treatment, right? So, may Mother B lang yun. So, what does integrative medicine help with? Of course, integrative medicine can help people with cancer, persistent pain, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, and other conditions better manage their symptoms and improve their quality of life by reducing fatigue, pain, and anxiety. Okay. So that is why it's connected. Now we know the connection. Parang we're like investigative journalists here. Yeah, it's good to learn and, dig deep. Okay, so this place is considered as the largest center for clinical development, okay, and the practice of integrative medicine. So the Philadelphia program is described in the book Tapestry of Health. Okay, anong tapestry? Tapestry is parang parang fabric na, parang carpet. Okay. Especially in Morocco, in the Middle East, mahilig sila sa mga tapestry, sa mga carpet. Okay, or mga quilt, which features a forward by marami na yung kwento niya. Let's move forward. Okay. In another book, Brain Weavers, also published with Marcos support, yung researcher, the founding director and CEO of Marcos Institute, it's a research described the biological, the psychological, social, and spiritual conditions that leads to brain health. Okay. Interesting. Brain weavers. Diba remember how what's the process of making a carpet? You have to weave it. A basket. It's like weaving like that. Okay. So yes, so it's a combination of biological, physical, psychological or thinking, social, the way we interact with other people, di ba? And spiritual conditions that lead to brain health. Oh, di ba? So there you go. So it's a process that Newberg has found interesting during much of his life. So this researcher find it very interesting. He described himself as having grown up in liberal Jewish home. So he's a Jewish researcher. Okay, where he said he was really changed by my parents to ask lots of questions. So maganda talaga yung mga batang matanong, no? So don't be annoyed if children are asking because they need to learn. The more they ask, the more they show interest in learning stuff. Rather than yung mga bata ngayon like, okay, do you know that? Whatever. So yeah, because of the short attention span, remember, there's a research that the attention span of humans right now is only 8.25 seconds. The goldfish has even more attention span than humans right now. So if you talk to the goldfish, I think it's better because they are more attentive to you. So now let's go back to the research of Newberg. Okay, so they would kind of throw them back to me. So when Newberg was just a little boy, he asked his parents about some stuff, and then his parents will challenge him by asking, "What do you think?" So it's not just given, okay? So they don't just give the answer, but they trigger him. They challenge him to think of the answer. All right. I like that. So as a teacher, like, do not just give information like what I'm doing right now. What do you think of this article? Is it making sense? Ganyan. That's the way to frame it. Hindi lang that, okay, believe in what I'm saying. No, you just have to ask as well and, make it more interesting. So in his life, so this is the story of the researcher that eventually led him to a career in medicine. So yes, so yun, fast forward. So these two dimensions of science and personal spiritual identity merged him as a young physician. He discovered that changes in the brain, ito na yung punchline. He discovered the changes in the brain that could be studied using the powerful tools created by imaging technology. Oh, okay. As a physician, as a researcher, he used an imaging technology, meaning pinicturan yung brain. Imaging, photograph or a camera is an imaging equipment because you take pictures and lumalabas yung picture, right? So that's what he used as a tool in order to find out the connection between spirituality and the brain. All right. Forgive me, I'm really trying to make it as palatable, as appetizing as possible to learn. That is the role and gift of a teacher. Difficult things, we make it simple. But we are not giving all the answers, remember? Ang sabi ni Dr. Newberg, right? So he was challenged by his parents to think, to practice his critical thinking. That's what you call critical thinking. You don't just accept what's given. You process it if it's okay, if it's right, if it's acceptable. Is the knowledge acceptable or not? Malalim na. So are you okay there? Are you still there? Time check is 59 seconds and 07 seconds. 59 minutes and 07 seconds. Almost an hour. Remember, my limit here is 1.5 hours. I'm still in that storytelling stage. And remember, meron tayong takeaway later on. Okay? So, just hang on. We're going there. Thank you. Who's that? So I hope, so thank you. Who's that is from Canada? Yay, we got a viewer from Canada from Bigo Live. Thank you so much. Yes, so to all our viewers all over the globe, I am talking about a researcher named Dr. Newberg who is interested in learning the connection between brain and prayer. Okay, because today is Believe Tuesday. We're talking about spirituality and mental health, right? I'm trying to make a connection because it's good for my brain. So yeah, instead of just reading by myself, no, I'd rather read with you. How do you find that? It's more creative, right? And I can, before I read, I could just wear makeup, wear my hairstyle, look beautiful. So before I was just reading by myself or, listening to audiobooks. It's kind of boring. I like to be with a lot of people too. I hope you're learning. Thank you, Boss Human, for watching. So yes, this guy happened to be interested in the connection between prayer and the brain, because that's his business. That he's into neurotheology. That's why he coined the word neurotheology. Na? Hindi na lang to chismis. This is not hearsay that there's a connection between spirituality and mental health. There's somebody who coined the word neurotheology. Okay? He said about God's existence and the influence that the belief in a divine presence has on our life. Okay? So, there is a divine presence. Mother B, what do you mean by divine? Kasi alam nila divine. You mentioned about divine a while ago, right? The study of the divine theology. So what is divine? Divine, according to Auntie Siri, is?
Divine.
Ganda.
Divine.
Again.
Divine.
Oh, divine is of, from, or like God or a God. Okay? So it's God-like, God. Okay? So it's divine, spiritual. Okay? So that's the adjective of the word
divine.
Okay, so that is so godly. Okay, so he is very interested with that. And what's the presence of the divine in our life? Because spirituality is connecting with ourselves, with others, and the divine. There's always the tripartite. There's a three-part. It's like a triangle. Okay, so these dimensions of science, the side of science and personal spiritual identity merged when, as a young physician, he discovered the changes in the brain that could be studied using this imaging technology. So 10 years ago, he wrote a foundational text about what has been termed neurotheology. Believes that young scientific discipline offers way to bring together our belief in the all-knowing, all-powerful deity and rational inquiry. So you cannot, it's not, hindi na also yung you have to separate between the divine and the physical, no? It's all interconnected. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. Di ba? Parang high school musical. So that's Mr. Andrew Newberg. Oy, ang gwaping mo ito. Let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? There you go. Hi, Mr. Andrew Newberg. So he's the one who coined. Siya. Because I'm showing the video. I'm showing a slide. So this is Mr. Andrew Newberg. Okay? So he coined the word neurotheology. Okay? Theology. Okay? So what he believes, so we're talking about Historia, he believes that powerful new medical imaging tools, interesting, that emerged from the growth of imaging technology can help picture the conditions in the brain that lead us to feel more connected to a higher power when we are praying or meditating. So there's something happening inside the brain through this imaging technology. Okay, that there's movement, there's something going on, and they can picture it out. They can capture an image to prove that there's something going on there. Okay? So when we are praying or meditating, okay, so Newberg said, being able to use the brain imaging allowed us to really help us identify certain areas of the brain that were involved in these practices and experience. That sounds interesting because remember, we have different parts of the brain. Our brain is like a floating gray matter there inside this hard head. Okay, there's something there called the brain. Okay, and there are different parts of the brain that's what you call this one? That's in charge of the different functions of the body. And that's called the nervous system. Okay, it's connected from the brain down. So if you feel pain, it's part of the nervous system function. Arthritis, yeah. If you feel there's pain, meaning your nervous system is functioning still. Yeah, because it's alarming if you don't feel pain already, no? Something is wrong with the nervous system. You don't feel pain? Yeah. Let's go back to Mr. Andrew Newberg, Dr. Newberg. Okay, so using an imaging technology, so it provided new data, new information. So, suddenly when we were looking at parts of the brain to see how they were interacting during those spiritual experiences, so they studied the brain during praying or meditating, the spiritual practice. So imaging technology helped us to really create a more complex and a more cohesive kind of understanding, lalim naman, about what's going on in the brain during these experiences. So I have a theme song for that. I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? I think that is Mr. Newberg's favorite theme song. What's going on inside the brain? So he needs to picture out, yeah? So in his series of best-selling books, these books are best-selling, Newberg has written about the changes that occur when a consistent, intense practice of prayer is begun. Okay? So if there's a different experience, there's a different movement, or there's a different activity in the brain when you are praying. In a volume, How G-D God Changes Your Brain, written in 2010, with psychologist Mark Waldman, Newberg wrote that contemplation of GD and other spiritual values appear to permanently change the structure of the brain that controls our moods, give rise to our conscious notions of self, and shape sensory perceptions of the world. So, there's an effect in our moods, in our consciousness, in how we view things, our awareness, even for ourselves, and how we shape how we see the world. Okay? So there is really a big effect on that. So in 2018, psychiatrist David Halpern joined Newberg in writing The Rabbi's Brain, Mystics, Modern, and the Science of Jewish Thinking. So it's another work of his. And the work examines the knowledge gained from the brain scan, studies of hundreds of people who were observed in religious practice, and how that may influence the way Judaism appears in a religious life. So since he's Jewish, so it focus siya sa mga Jewish participants. So he scanned their brain. There are hundreds of people that he scanned their brain, and to know and understand how this religious practice influenced their religious life, right? So makes sense. Okay, so this psychiatrist, David Halpern, believes that neurotheology, okay? This neurotheology allows us to better understand that the profound impact that holidays such as Yom Kippur have had on Jewish life. Okay? He thinks it helps us not only to have a better understanding of how we function as spiritual beings, but how that process supports the social bonds that are strengthened at this time of year. Okay? The entire community gathered together almost as witness to the relationship that they have, and I think no matter what your background is, so he was referring to Yom Kippur, is about seeing that relationship as a community of who we are as a people and where we come from. Identifying within the group allows one to feel like it's a day of self-reflection or personal introspection. So remember, this is a Jewish newspaper, okay? So they talked about Jewish scientists and researchers. But this guy, Dr. Newberg, okay, as a scientist, as a researcher, coined the word neurotheology and found out that there is a strong relationship, there is a strong connection between the brain function during praying and meditating. Okay, so his study is limited to his group, but most likely, if there's a bigger study, okay, if there's a larger group of respondents from different religious groups, that's another interesting aspect to look into. Okay, but again, as a takeaway of Mother B, well, now researchers are beginning to find out, right? Okay. Although, like it's a Mother B, common sense yan, right? That if you're praying, after praying, you feel good, right? Of course. Because when you pray, meaning you surrender, you are aware that you are surrendering yourself to a higher being. Because why will you pray if you don't surrender yourself to a higher being? Like it's a humbling experience. Hi God's child. Thank you for watching. Praying is a humbling action. Because if you don't pray, meaning you don't surrender, why do you have to pray? Why do you have to pray for what? Like, why do you have to give your focus, your attention to something, to somebody, if you don't have the spirit of humility? Meaning you accept that there is somebody higher than you. That's why you pray. Right? You believe that there is something higher than you as a human being, and you need help, right? Or you need to express your emotions, your feeling of gratitude. Remember the love language, right? Love. So even if you're an atheist, don't tell me you don't know how to love, right? Meaning you don't believe in God. Yeah, but do you love your dog? Yes. So do you have love? Yes. So love is an emotion. It's an expression of your feeling, of your affection. Now, if you pray, either you ask something or you ask help, but still praying is also an expression of your love to that higher being. For whatever religious affiliations that you have right now, remember, Believe Tuesday, spirituality talks about spirituality. I'm not just focused on one faith. Let us talk about spirituality in general. When it comes to faith, it's up to you to find out. Right? But for me, of course, I have my own faith as well. I'm not ashamed to say I believe in God. I believe in the Holy Spirit. I believe in Christ, right? That is my conviction. I don't know about you. But if you want to know who I believe, I would love to do so. Right? Remember Jesus when he came over the earth? Did he say, okay, this is only limited to the Jews? Exclusive, let's have an exclusive party for those who believe in God. No. What does the Bible say? He came here to seek and save the lost. Right? And I once was lost and now I'm found. Right. That's the story of Mother B, lost and found. Amen. Yes, God's child. Thank you. Amen to that. We were lost and then I'm found. See? So, in the Believe Tuesday episode of Mother B, I'm not saying that, lahat lang ng mga born again, all born again Christians, just watch me. No. I would love it if you have different spirituality, because it's good to share what you believe, and then at the same time, this is learning in a scientific way. Okay? So, remember, scientists, researchers now have established a link, a connection between prayer, spirituality, and they even coined the word neurotheology. Neurotheology, nervous system, and the study of the divine. Before, like a few years back, they cannot accept that mindset. Honestly. Right? Even in universities, in schools, that let's not talk about spirituality here, let's just talk about physical stuff. No, now, because yeah, it's changing. Time's changing right now, especially when it comes to talking about mental health, right? Don't say that uh, you have different brain. Everyone has a brain, right? Everyone has a brain. Physically, everyone has a brain. Everyone thinks. Whatever religion or faith that you have, you still have a brain. We are still concerned with our physical brain, right? And again, mental health, mental wellness. Okay? That's why the advocacy of the Mother Bee Show is to help end the stigma, the negative stigma of mental illness in connection with mental health. You would think most had a brain. I'm saying physically. Physically. It's very difficult to live without a brain. Physical. But how you use your brain, that's another question. That's where psychology will come in. Okay, Mother B, what is psychology? It's different from neurology, okay? So let me be clear. Psychology. I love that. I love your feedback. I love it. So psychology is what? Tita Siri, what is psychology? Okay, psychology is Uncle Google, what is psychology?
Psychology is the scientific study of the mind and behavior. Psychologists are actively involved in studying and understanding mental processes, brain functions, and behavior.
See? Even if you have a brain, somebody is studying how your brain is functioning. It's the study of the mind and behavior. Okay? So according to psychology.osu.edu. So they actively involved in studying and understanding the mental processes. Even if you have a brain, but if you're not using it, that's another story. So remember, brain and mental health is connected to each other. Thank you for all your gifts. Oh my gosh, I'm so blessed. So yes, again, Mother Peace Advocacy is not just to talk about brain health, but talk about how you use your brain for your total well-being, right? And the behavior. After you think, how will you act? Like, for example, I'm so blessed to talk to God's child a while ago before the show started because, in live streaming, hindi lahat ng audience dyan mabait. Not all who views your broadcast is having positive mindset. You don't know what it's in their mind. They might think of you as a shopping spree. They might be thinking of, oh, this is a potential wife. Oh, I'm sorry. The Mother Bee Show is not a dating site. That's another disclaimer in Bigo Live. For those who are watching Mother Bee Show and thinking of this is a dating site, I'm sorry. You're in the wrong broadcast. Okay? I'm not looking for a husband. I'm already a grandmother. Kasi let's be real, right? Those who are into this mostly, kita nyo yung mga I'm learning from God's child. Because why do you have to show yourself in front of the camera, wearing makeup, doing some twerky thingy there? What's your motive, right? Behavior. Motive is a behavior. It's a product of the mind. What's your plan? Why do you do that? Right? Why are you watching this show? Again, this show is educational and entertaining. But the entertaining part is just for laughter, okay? Just for laugh. Okay? I love the Just for Laugh show in Canada. Happy Thanksgiving Day also in Canada, right? Thank you to all our Canadian viewers. I forgot to greet all our friends in Vancouver. Now we have a friend from Alberta, Canada. Thank you so much. Time check. We are already broadcasting for 1 hour and 19 seconds and 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 50 seconds. Because I cannot mention time check. It's like right here, it's 12:27 in the afternoon, but I don't know what time is there. All right? I don't want to compute minus, plus, minus, plus. I'll just tell you how many minutes, what's the duration of my broadcast. That's it. Maximum of 1 minute, a 1.5, or as long as it will not reach 2 hours, because when it's 2 hours, it's already paid. You're gonna be subscribing. Less than 2 hours is free. Joke only. Pwede rin totoo. Okay, now, before anything else, we're almost done. But again, the takeaway here is there's now a connection between neurology and theology, and it's called neurotheology. Okay? Does prayer affects the brain? Yes, that's the answer. According to this research, that they establish a connection, the brain functions differently when during meditation or during prayer, because they have observed hundreds of people doing that. Okay. So scientifically, it was measured because of an imaging technology. It's called brain scan. Yeah, that's what also Dr. Daniel Amen is doing, brain spect, right? That's an imaging equipment to image, to check what's going on in the brain, the activity in your brain, the blood flow in your brain. So when you are in a meditative state or a prayer state, when you are praying, then they observe people participating in the spiritual event or holidays, okay, like the Yom Kippur in the Jewish holiday. And also, if there's a possibility of also observing other religious activities such as the Ramadan, or what they call the Hajj, right? So there are a lot of people participating, and what usually spiritual activities involves prayers, correct? Now they found out that there is an effect in the brain function, the behavior of the brain. Okay, as to is it good or bad, I don't know, but they just establish a connection. But personally, if I pray, like for example, while I was doing my walking in the park this morning, that's the time that remember yesterday I talked about when you walk, you do nothing but walk, right? Or you do less work if you're working than sitting down or doing something. You tend to do multitasking when you're in the office, no? But when you walk, you just walk, right? Either you have your headphone on or bring something, but you cannot walk with all this stuff. You cannot walk with your laptop or whatever. You can walk with your cell phone, but not your laptop. Unless you're in a walker or in a wheelchair. It's not walking, you're riding the wheelchair. When you're literally walking, your mind tend to focus on things. Okay? Your mind, you tend to think more. You release more endorphins, so your brain becomes active, stimulated. So when I'm thinking, that's my strategy right now. If I want to do deep thinking, critical thinking, and number one, prayer and meditation, so I just have to listen to a headphone and tune into a YouTube channel, God's Purpose. That's a good YouTube channel. It's really praying for how many minutes or even for an hour. So you just pray and meditate. So I'm walking and meditating, and it's good for both my physical and mental health and spiritual health too, right? So that's Mother D sharing. If you wanna focus more, walk, okay? And then walk na walang masyadong traffic. Don't walk in busy areas. Because if it's busy, you have to be aware of your surrounding. That's a different focus, external awareness. But if you want to do meditative walking, walk in the park. Walk when it's safe. Okay? Don't just walk around elsewhere. You choose where to walk to. Use your brain, okay? Use your brain. Make your brain function. That's what Okay, so that's the takeaway. So finally, there's the word neurotheology, and there's really a change in the brain. And for me personally, it's good for me, for my personal experience, if I wanted to do critical thinking, focusing, meditating, I walk. So I realized if I'm more on a dormant stage, I'm just, like relaxing, it makes me sleep. I become sleepy. So I have to make myself active. But anyway, that's before the show because, you're doing talk show, your mind is working and then you're not thinking. No. There's always a time for everything. If you don't want your brain to work and if you don't want to focus, sleep. Right? Mother B, I don't want to focus. Sleep. If you don't want to walk, sleep. It's good for your brain too. Okay? So now it's shout out time. Let's change the mood. I hope that you learned something from it. This portion is brought to you by the Mother B Show, and I got that information. I will post the link on where I got that information so that you do your due diligence. I'm not a teacher who just tell you about stuff. You also think. Use your brain. Okay, so we've learned about love languages. Love language is words of affirmation. You're so nice, you're good, I appreciate you. That's a words of affirmation. Acts of service. See, like this one, it's for free. Gifts. Well, I also accept gift if you don't mind. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for our gifters in the Mother B Show in Bigo Live. Thank you so much. Thank you for spending your time with Mother B. I really appreciate you guys. Quality time. Your quality time. Your quality time. Thank you so much. And of course, how I wish I could hug you, but remember, virtual hug will do. Okay, let's change the vibe before we go. Because I don't want it to be 2 hours because it's already paid. Let's go to our shout out edition. Welcome to the shout out portion of the Mother B Show. Yes, yo. Hold on, I will just change my virtual background. Woo! It's still there. Shout out time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, especially for Bigo Live audience, very interactive Bigo Live audience. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you for all the gift. Thank you, Jay Hawkins. Thank you, Boss Schumann, for spending quality time in the Mother B Show. Appreciate it very much. Thank you, Who's That? Thank you from Canada. Thank you, God's Child, for spending the time at the Mother B Show. Also, thank you so much to our audience, our viewers from the Philippines who are already sound asleep. Anyway, this show is recorded. The show is replayed in YouTube and in Facebook and in LinkedIn also. Thank you to our audience in LinkedIn. Yes, no. So I will just have to share to you this thought from, there's a thought from Dr. Carolyn Leaf, one of my favorite doctors. Okay. He said here, much of our suffering comes from our reaction to our emotions and thoughts, rather than the thoughts of themselves. So I'll show you the screen so that you can follow me. Kasi masyadong mahaba yung binabasa ko. At least marami na tayo nabasa. Okay? So this portion is brought to you by Dr. Carolyn Lee from Facebook. I got this information. Much of our suffering comes from our reactions to our emotions rather than the thoughts themselves. Okay? So we react more. Okay? And trying to control your thoughts will cause so much frustration. Now, if you're too much controlling your thoughts and detract from what's really important, what lies beneath the thought, under the thought, and how you choose to respond. To be able to respond in a healthy way to your thoughts, thinking, and emotions requires self-regulation. You're the one who's going to regulate yourself, not anybody else, right? Okay? So, and awareness of your mind and warning systems. If you want to learn to become a pro at self-regulation, then we have to check the Neurocycle app. It's promoting the Neurocycle app. Ang kanyang quote of the day, you don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. Because, we have automatic negative thoughts. Whether you like it or not, there's an automatic negative thought by Dr. Daniel Amen, one of the top-ranked best-selling author and psychiatrist, okay? You don't have to control your thoughts. You'll be stressed. Oh my gosh. You just have to stop them letting you control you. Okay? It's according to Don Millman. Okay? So it's you who will control how you think. Okay? Control, not to control you. Yes? So you don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. It's a quote from Don Millman at shinare ni Dr. Caroline Leaf. Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Caroline Leaf, one of my favorite neuroscientists and communication pathologists. Shout out to all our viewers. By the way, tomorrow we will have our fellowship time Sambahay. Okay, so plugging for those who are in the Coastal Bend, my neighbors. Calling my neighbors and the Phil-Am of the Coastal Bend, the Pinoys in the Coastal Bend, Filipino-American group in the Coastal Bend, okay? Okay, so to all our Love Thy Neighbors, okay? So Mother B has an event. It's by invitation. Actually, if you want to invite me, it's not me who's gonna be inviting. If you want to invite Mother B, ayan, maganda na yung maganda na yung klaro, di ba? So, para walang issue. Kung gusto niyo invite si Mother B, we can do a sambahay. Okay? This one, sambahay. Samba bahay. We will pray, worship in your home. Getting to know God more at home. Everyone is welcome. Okay? So that is it. So speaking of prayer, speaking of spirituality, and now we know that there is a connection in our brain and in our thinking. Now, if you want to experience it, then we have the activity called Sambahay. It's a Filipino word for Samba Bahay. We worship, we pray, we thank God. That's what we're gonna do, and then fellowship. Okay. So it's not about religion. I will not about ask what's your religion, what's your affiliation. No, we're just gonna pray. Okay? Pray for each other. We need that now. If you really know, if you accept that there is a divine power more than you, then why not pray? It's free. So it's not me who's gonna invite, it's you who's gonna invite Mother B. Clear. God willing. Okay? So, also, another what you call this one? Shout out. Yes. Happy birthday. So let's do a shout out for our birthday celebrants. Okay. What is the happy birthday mode today? I have a happy birthday song. I just don't know where it is. Happy birthday! Birthday again. I will shout out the happy birthday celebrants. Let us hear the celebrants. Of Annalyn Sisom's Realty of North Carolina. Happy birthday! Yes, Gwyneth Mante, happy birthday! Ang anak ni Maring Mel Mante, happy birthday. Tama ba? Yes, happy birthday. Okay. October 9. And also happy birthday to my mother-in-law who's now in heaven, Mrs. Mirna Medado. Okay, I love you, Mama. I know you're watching me. Happy birthday. And happy birthday to my son yesterday, too. Okay, Ethan Bryce Laurente, happy birthday. Sean Frankie. Rosaline Arianda Morales, Jemeline Go, Washito Jati, Dinagat Islands Pro, Cesar Bolongan. Okay, so happy birthday again. Happy birthday to our three celebrants today, Rochelle Roses, and then Zaki Sayafi and Yen Burela Cano, Yen of North Carolina. Yes. So Pag-after sa show yon, trabaho na naman si Mother B sa ating client sa North Carolina. Shout out also to our viewers yesterday. Marami pong salamat. I wish I could see those who are watching. Okay, shout out to Engineer Jordan Escalada. Thank you. Shout out to Marcy Palawan, to all our commenters also. Shout out. Ang ating cousin Reed Salcedo, Engineer Mark, no, Lester, thank you. We also have a shout out from our commenters. Shout out to God's Child of Bigo Live. Thank you. Divine Divas, hello. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. My Daya family, thank you so much. Boss Schumann, thank you. Leia Largo Europa, ang first honor ng Mother B Show. Thank you. Thank you so much for participating. And yesterday, who are our viewers? Because part of the hospitality of the Mother B Show is to really acknowledge as part of for you giving love to Mother B, okay? For sending the love. Okay, from our viewers yesterday, okay, we have Tita Rose Hansen of Denmark, Lilette Nazire of Vancouver, Canada, Jet Manlangit of the Philippines, RM Enrico, Ayen Ocampo from Bohol, Philippines, Jovi Beniga, Jonathan Dave Manlangit, our Filipino viewers, Kit Agan Reconalia, very interactive yesterday, Cheryl A.Y. Ballasar Bantilan of Siargao Island, of course, Boss Julie Martinez. By the way, condolence again to the family. I hope you're okay na, Boss Julie. Pray for you. Pastor Roger Gonzaga of Metro Manila. My sister from Dubai. Okay. Cousin from Leyte, Che Mejias Oliverio, Rome Beauty Room of Dubai. Chebel Liga, the Butuan City. Malin Villarin of the Philippines. Catherine Mangka Villota of the Philippines. There you go. Thank you so much. For those who haven't mentioned, let me know so I can shout you again. Shout out. Yeah, I really have to invest a lot of time doing shout out. And to our Kumu audience, thank you so much. 5,767 likes. You can just imagine 5,000 plus likes na, OMG. So thankful to everyone who spent their quality time. Thank you for extending your love language to Mother B. Okay, again, our schedule tomorrow, we have a sambahay. It's by invitation, meaning you invite Mother B. I will not invite you. You're the one who's gonna invite me if you will do some prayer activity in your home. Because it's good for the brain. Good for your mental health. There are a lot of benefits when it comes to praying together too. Now you know, right? It's not like I will go there to convince you to believe in my faith. No. We will be there, God willing, to pray together. Why? Because it's good for your spirit. It's good for your mental health, right? It's good for your health. That's my love language, giving you time, giving extra effort that we can pray together. Otherwise, I'll just be praying alone. Share the love. Share the love, right? Anyway, by the way, highway. I'd like to plug also to tell you guys that what's the heart of the Mother B Show from Philippians 4 verse 8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. The Bible has already told us to think about such things. It's psychology. How you use your brain, right? You know, so if you don't have a brain, you have a brain. It's just a matter of how you use your brain. Hindi na tumitigil si Mother B. So every Monday we have Brain Health Monday. We talk about the physiological part of the brain, right? Let's talk about brain health. On Tuesday, today is Tuesday. Finally, thank God. I was absent for 2 Tuesdays. Believe Tuesday. Then we have Build Wealth Wednesday tomorrow. It's all about financial health, mental health, and brain health. Because, if you have debts, if you have problems with finances, for sure it will affect your mental health. Okay? Boost Mental Health Thursday. How to energize our mental health. These are the stuff that we talk about. It's all about connection. It's all about good stuff here. All about good stuff. This is not a dating site, Bigo Live, okay? This is like a classroom. Yeah, the University of Hard Knocks. Our subject today is prayer and brain changes. Okay, so on a Friday, we have the happy hour. So in Bigo Live, Mother B is also doing her show. In fact, I'm gonna sing later. Every day is happy hour in Bigo Live, but we have happy hour Friday in Facebook, in LinkedIn, and YouTube. And then we have weekend specials. By the way, we have weekend specials. It's an outdoor event mostly. We have weekend special. It's like a wholesome family event. Remember, this show is wholesome. Remember, if you are looking for marriage, for date, this is not the show. So the broadcaster you're watching is not for dating site. Okay, then we also have weekend specials like what we did 2 weeks ago, right? Successive. So please don't forget to follow, share, subscribe to the Mother B Show, Facebook, YouTube, Bigo Live. I also have a side hustle, if you will not be asking. I'm doing storytelling. It's a paid storytelling in virtual tour. You can book Mother B. Just message me. I can talk about Philippine culture, heritage and culture, and can also in places that I've been to. Like I can talk about China, I can talk about Taiwan also. I can talk about the US. Those places that I've been to, I can talk about. I can talk about Indonesia. Because I've been there. I won't talk about places I haven't been there. Maybe not on a personal experience, but from other people's experience. It's like a travel talk. Yeah, like that. But I do virtual storytelling, paid storytelling and tour guiding activity. So you can book Mother B as a tour guide, as a storyteller of Filipino culture and heritage. Yes. Yeah, that's my main line. And if you want to hire Mother B as an online teacher, instructor, well, I can teach about tour guiding, I can teach about tourism, those are the stuff that I teach in college. So this is also an advertising site for whoever will hire Mother B. So yes, because this is my own show. Shout out to our, tomorrow will be Building Wealth Wednesday, and hopefully we have somebody that we can invite to talk about financial wealth because we need it. Okay, so until here, thank you so much. I'm not yet 2 hours in my 2 hours max. Otherwise, you will receive the bill. Because I'm gonna jump into my show in Bigo Live until I finish my 2 hours. But here in Facebook, I know you won't stay that long. You just sit up. You just find your, I hope this is like a fun show for you, those like marathon. It's a different content. I just don't do what others are doing, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is. His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Okay? So think of the Mother B Show as a different show. But again, this is good stuff. This is what I guarantee. It's good stuff here. Yeah, good stuff. Okay? You won't go out feeling you don't learn anything. Okay? But again, thank you so much. And I hope you're going to be with me tomorrow again. Thank you. This has been your Mother B. And thank you, and hope you find the story of the Mother Bee show interesting. Before I go, let me share to you what Mother Bee is all about. And this is also a way to say goodbye and love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah! Goodbye, everyone. God bless us all, and to all my children, Rufia, Rochelle, and Rufino, and my grandchild, of course, Isa. I love you, Mama. Mamila loves you. Babu. Yes, yo. Amber? Hindi sila pagalit.